Hey, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jim.
And we're here to talk about Dragon Ball. Okay. And we're on episode 146 in the middle of the Cell Saga.
Yep.
And boy, this is a unique opening for an episode. It opens with like a 90s style trailer where you think it's Godzilla, but it's actually Cell.
Yeah.
Destroying a village.
He's just out of a scary film. Like he's just all the angles, everything is fun here. Like I kind of forgot because I guess I always think of Cell doing it like once, but he does it in multiple episodes where he just stalks people. Like it is like not just like a one-time thing. This guy loves stalking people and just eating them. He seems to enjoy it too. Like it's not just like a thing. Like Jiro is doing this out of revenge, but he's not enjoying the moment of it. None of it. He's not having fun almost at all doing his stuff. Cell is having like a blast doing what he's doing. We get to something that I totally forgot this fight, by the way. So then Cell's about to get this like daughter or like this woman with the daughter or son, I forget which one. And then Krillin comes to save it. Totally forgot about this fight. Totally forgot this ever happens. But it's actually a fun fight. Honestly, like the angles they use, I put that down. This was a fun fight between Krillin and Cell. Much more interesting than almost any other fight with Krillin in a while as well. Because Krillin normally is so outpaced, but for some reason they let Cell and him. Cell is overwhelming him, but it's not like Frieza won't even let him touch him. Like Cell's at least letting him like kind of do a little bit. Like there's a little bit more going on. But.
Yeah. But Krillin pulls, the ace up his sleeves. He solar flares the solar flare, and he gets revenge. And
it's like it on a plane. Like it's kind of a unique thing. We don't normally have them on a smaller surface. Krillin literally gets so hard his head goes through a thing, gets stuck. It's just cool imagery, and the way they did it was fun. And that honestly is a fight that takes no time, and that if they ever adapt it into a movie, I would actually keep this in. I think it's an interesting fight, just like the way they're doing it, and it's also like Krillin having to protect normal people as well.
Yeah, and then Piccolo and Tien find them and Cell to escape again. And here now again, just like Frieza, like all these other sagas, with cat and mouse.
Yeah.
This is like I'm realizing the theme of Dragon Ball Z watching this. They're looking for the Dragon Ball. I mean, androids, like whatever it is. Definitely, there's a formula to this. And also at the end of the episode, Goku finally awakes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next episode. Obviously, there's a big repercussions in the entire universe for that.
It's so cool how he gets up because again, he hasn't seen anything since 19.
Yeah.
So this is like, I mean, I guess he kind of knows there's these other two androids that were woken up. I don't think he even knows that, does he?
Fever dream stuff,
But I think this really shows like Goku is like a prophet. Like he gets up, he hasn't talked to anyone, he doesn't know anything. He's already training, and he basically says, I need to go beyond a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Like, where does that message come from that it's not strong enough? Last time, they were cleaning up these
I think that also, I think he just somehow knows the new androids are stronger, and I think he also assumed because of how his fight with last time with an android that was weaker than these. I just think in general, he just thought, wow, we need to get more powerful so we can destroy these things.
I think there is some weird divine perspective he has. Where he's like, I mean, again, the sensing energy thing, all of that, he's just like, he's already aware of how the themes have changed since he's been out. And it's pretty cool. I mean, that really is Goku's character. There are moments where, in Super, he's always like outclassed or he's always like, I don't know, searching for what the theme is. But in Z, he does get these really serious moments like this where he's aware that there's a darkness and he needs to do something to overcome
it. He was also kind of watching the fight during the Frieza saga too. So he kind of has done this before where he's away, but he's like watching the fights. We're ready to go 147 when Goku's up. So Goku warps instantly to Krillin and go on, which obviously he's super excited to see him. And they're filling him in on stuff, and also Goku's kind of telling them that he has a plan. Like he basically has, he's had this ace in the hole for a long time, but now at the point they have to use it, which is the time chamber.
Yeah, there's a lot we could say about that. I think it's probably one of the most iconic things in Dragon Ball. Like, there's the Dragon Balls, there's Super Saiyan, and then hyperbolic time chamber is up there.
Yeah,
and it's never mentioned in Dragon Ball, right? Is it? Do they ever train in there?
No, I think there's like Redcon stuff and probably Fiddle episodes, but there's I don't think it's really talked about as much as
So it makes Kami's lookout really relevant again.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, this is also really quick. This is how Frieza becomes Frieza Black later. He literally uses the time chamber. Like this thing is a huge thing that is used multiple times through Dragon Ball as a way to get people powered up in a short amount of time, basically.
And such a great concept. I think that's why people are so obsessed with it.
Who doesn't like the idea of a room where you could go in and spend one day and a year later you come out?
Well, and this is when Dragon Ball does something well. They put limits on it, right? So they say one, there's nothing there, right? So you see these snapshots, but it's supposed to be yes, you can train for all this time, but it might cause your descent into madness or something. So there's like this mental fortitude, and then there's also the you can only go in for 1 year, and then they say you can only go in twice.
And then that rule kind of changes after.
But they're trying to put limits on this powerful thing. Also, but it's weird because Goku's like 1 year is all I'll need.
Yeah,
you had 3. like before the androids showed up.
I think the difference is that he's already made up his mind of what he is now not assuming that he can beat them even. I think he is literally already putting his ace in the hole of who he's going to be training with to be the one to actually do it. Along with, he's so confident that he lets Trunks and Vegeta go first. Like that's a conversation later, but like basically at this point, Goku then goes and gets Vegeta and Trunks. And basically he's like, hey guys, you can come with me. And like Vegeta's a little suspicious, but goes along with it for now, and especially goes along with it when he's allowed to go first. And then 16 now, they're kind of down with the game, the cat and mouse, the android. So 16, they ask him where was he last, and he's like, he was on this island. So Roshi's island, and then the androids are now on their way to fight. Would they go kill Goku basically? They think Goku's still sick and is fed.
This plot is so like, it doesn't
From a couple seasons ago.
Like, I know, but you're not actually nervous. Like they're gonna kill Goku, even though it's an episode. Like they missed him by 10 minutes or whatever, which But it doesn't feel like they're hot on his stick because technically, if they got to Kami's Lookout or wherever, these androids could kill Goku and Vegeta probably. They could still take anyone, but they've really shifted the whole focus to Cell really well in the series.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm not more nervous when I watch this. Maybe it's because
I think we know what happens, and I think that they're too off the train. We know by the time Vegeta and Trunks come out, one of them will be strong enough to fight the androids. So it kind of doesn't feel, even if Goku dies, they'll just push him back.
You don't feel that threatening anymore. The androids just really don't feel like they would kill anyone.
And so Trunks and Vegeta go first. Vegeta's very excited about how overwhelming it is. Like, Trunks is like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. But Vegeta's excited by the challenge.
That's
like,
weird. I don't get it because Trunks is one who comes from that like really dark place where he's not ever intimidated.
But remember, they talk about this later, and it will be afterwards. The time chamber also kind of reacts to who is in there. Vegeta's anger is surrounding him, so it's overwhelming because his father's emotions are so overwhelming. So like that's why it's like at points he describes his own as hell. Like fire, because Vegeta's rage of not being able to surpass Super Saiyan in the way he would like to is going to fuel that. And so I think that's what's overwhelming is Vegeta's pressure on himself is insane. Like, I think the reason Vegeta is still a bad person is he still has this mentality of like, well, my father would protect me, so why would I protect Trunks? And things by the end of the saga, I think is where that starts changing, where he starts getting new emotions that he never has had before, and he starts to change as a person. I think that Piccolo changed basically a long time ago. But Vegeta is still not at the Vegeta that people know in Super at this point. That takes a long time for him to become that still. Like, he still is going to have to go through a lot of struggle to get to the point of having the empathy to become a better person. He's still just selfish. He doesn't care about anyone else. So the episode kind of ends with Piccolo and 17 about to fight. So now we're going to go to 148 and end this episode for us.
Okay. 148, it's the Piccolo 17 fight. Great theme they wrote just for this with these fast arpeggios and stuff. I love it. There's like something just really heart racing about that theme and just how vertical the whole fight is in the air and all of that. It shifts back and forth. It's probably one of the most evenly matched fights.
Yes, I was going to say, no one's really more powerful than the other one by that much. Piccolo power amp is pretty cool. He also has like white energy around him a lot of the fight. Like they were trying to at this point differentiate. It could be different than Super Saiyan. Like they did white and they're trying to make it a little bit different. Like Piccolo looks the most powerful here that he's going to look until basically Piccolo wants. Like he just is like, this is like his moment to actually look like he. And it's also great because like there's so many moments of strategy in this that like show why Piccolo is still a good fighter even when he's not the strongest, because he is always thinking one step ahead of how I beat this opponent. Yeah,
and I think it's scaring 17, right? He does. You see a very human side of him come out, and that you mentioned that one of the cool strategies, right? That he does the scatter shot, and then it ends up being like it was a trap basically.
Yeah, he shoots all these. And then he surrounds him, and then 17 looks on helplessly as all these energy orbs. Which, by the way, never see it. Basically, again, maybe it happened in Super in the tournament. I don't remember, but
I was gonna say, I think he deserves to win from that. There is this moment after that. Everything after that specific moment in this episode, it feels like Piccolo deserved to win. It's kind of like. I don't know. There's a technicality or something that happens later on. I don't know why, But
there's a cell technicality.
Yeah, they have to let that. But in terms of like, if that was a martial arts tournament, it feels like he would have clinched it right there.
Yeah. So, and this episode ends with, for some reason, I'm going to another island. Yeah. No idea why you need to move, but another island. I guess a bigger one. And then Cell is now powerful enough, he thinks, to take one of the androids, and he senses the fight. So guess what he's doing? He's on his way, guys. Cool. Then that's if you were 17, would you demand to go to another island? Leave a comment below.